What's up, YouTube? Welcome out to Take a Hike with Jim. Of course, we've went over this. We've been here before. We've talked about it. That makes me Jim, a.k.a. your boy, you know. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Gobble, gobble, right? So to say that, we got our British coffee, which would be hot tea, a little bit of honey, a little bit of sugar stirred up. If you know, you know, right? Ah, man, that is good. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for us. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video and the channel's content, man. We appreciate it. It goes a long way. Also, if you're one of those people out there that would like to make a donation to the Appalachian Trail 2026 Thru Hike or to this channel, there's two ways to do so. It's right here in the description on this channel, right below you. It's PayPal and it's Venmo. Now, I appreciate anybody who wants to donate. It is not expected, it is not required, but it is very much appreciated. Every penny goes a long way. Now, in saying that, we're going to get into an honest gear review. It's enough about that. We're going to get into an honest gear review today, right here on the channel. Right here on the channel. And I will talk to you. I have not got my one luxury item in my pack yet. I do not have the one luxury item. People count pillows and stuff like that as luxury items. I'm getting ready to make a lot of ultralight backpackers mad, and I don't mean to, and that's not my goal. And I'm not saying that this is going to be my luxury item. So far, this item is on the outside looking in. I've already wrote off this item. I've already discredited this item. I just don't think that it's going to work practically to me until I field tested it, and this is what I have discovered. So I want to get into this. So it may be back in the running as far as a luxury item. Maybe not a winter luxury item, but a spring, summer luxury item, nonetheless, a luxury item, right? We're going to look into it and we're going to see. I would like to talk to you. I had somebody say, Jim, you need to know the difference between camping and hiking. They put it right here in the description. Hey, and I realize there's a difference in camping and there's a difference in hiking. Just like I understand there's a difference in being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Being stinky, not being stinky. Having nice breath, having bad breath. I could go on and on. There's been arguments across the board, and until somebody does it and it starts becoming the norm on YouTube, everybody's like, we write that off. But nobody wants to be that guy. That guy, hello, McFly, in saying that, right? I want to give an honest gear review on an item today that I've already written off as far as taking it on the 2026 Thru Hike. It may reemerge. I highly doubt it. So don't get your bloomers in a knot, okay? So in saying that, let's talk tonight about the Nemo Helio Pressure Shower, right? The Nemo Pressure Shower. I love this thing. It has pros, it has cons. One of the cons is getting this sucker back in the bag. As you can tell, I've had a little bit of hard time with that lately. But this thing is a phenomenal piece of equipment. So we're going to pull it out of the little stuff sack here. I'm going to show you what this is about. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should take this on a thru hike. Anybody should carry this on a thru hike. Maybe if you're on a day trip, you want to take it. Maybe you could use it for that. I'm not saying this is going on the Appalachian Trail with me. It's, like I said, it's written off before somebody has a heart attack and a stroke. It's like, oh my God, this guy is not serious. I told you I've bought like 3 or 4 different things of gear before I settled on what I had. So in saying that, you know, it's what it is. So this thing is relatively small as far in itself, and it compacts down and goes in thing. It does have a foot pump, and it has a pretty nice nozzle, and it has a nice little, I call it the kitchen sink washer for the shower in right there. It's pretty nice. But you put this down, it's got 4 nice little legs on it here, so once it's filled up, it has nice little legs. It does have the latches to where you can hang it from a tree. I've used this thing twice. You can't really tell it because it's still so new or whatever. I've thought about even trading it in at REI or whatever to get rid of it. But it's got a nice pump as far as that goes right here, as far as a pump to pump pressure. And that's how it works. Pump pressure your foot with the water in there, and it builds up, and then that gives you pressure right here. So the idea is this is not a continuous stream. You would fill it up with water, you'd pump up the pressure, you spray yourself, you lather up with your soap, whatever, you spray yourself, rinsed off, done. If there's anything else left in here, you can either because it would be to where you could filter it to drink it if you'd like, or you can pour it out on a campfire, whatever the case may be. There is a lot of things that you could do, and I really, really, really do like the Heilo. I think the foot pad is a little bit big and a little bit excessive, but it does its job and it does work. It's also, like I said, got hang straps from the trees and all that. And I know it looks a little bit awkward, and it kind of is a little bit awkward to do on a video. So you do have the clear section in the back, right? And it does have a clear whatever, so you can see the water in. And it's got a pull tab to fill and all this stuff. So you could pull this right here, and you can fill, there's a hole, there's like a little latch right there. You can fill it that way. You just kind of just blah, 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 and fill it up. And then that clicks and it's closed and it's done. Nice little carrying handle, that type of thing. And you could probably rig it to where you can strap it to your side to carry it if you need be. We're going to set it over here out the way as we get into some specs and different things. So the Nemo Helio Pressure, quickly and easily pressurized 2.9 gallon tank with a foot pump with occasional pump that allows you and takes pressure for 5 to 7 minutes of strong continuous spray. So for 5 to 7 minutes, once pumped up for 5 to 7 minutes, as long as you're holding this down, you're going to have shower pressure. It's going to happen. You're going to have shower pressure. La, 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 la. Anyway, so in saying that, if you know, you know, right? Sorry about the little music thing there. But set the black tank in the sun and warm it up gradually or fill it for hot water. So it is made that if you wanted to take the time to fill it with hot water, you could. It does have a 7-foot hose that is long enough to reach overhead if you want to do muddy things, different things, sweats, water suits. This is, like I said, more made for camping than it is a through hiking thing. But I was looking at it as a luxury item because one of my things was, man, if you could figure out a way to bring a shower on trail, how awesome would that be? And, you know, always thinking about, how can I make friends on trail? Anyway, insane. But it has a 7-foot hose on it. It does not have the privacy shelter with it. You can use a tarp, whatever. I had some different ways that I use it in the field that we won't get into. Safety strap presents accidental opening, allows easy transport. It's compact ventilated carrying case. Stows the tank hose, neat and pump. I'm just going to be honest with you. This little stuff sack is, and to get it in here and get it folded right, is extremely weird. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be fighting here in a minute to get it back in there after the video. So yeah, it has a lifetime warranty on the equipment itself. Like I said, so it is a very nice piece of equipment, but it's best used as camping, not for hiking or through hiking. So I don't know, you know, like I said, I've written this off. This is not going to be coming with me on the Appalachian Trail Thru Hike. I know that I was giving a spoiler and saying, well, it might be back in, it might not be back in. Here's the kicker. It's not coming back in. And it's not because of the weight. The weight is 1 pound 5 ounces. I have a lot of things that is heavier than that in my pack than this as far as a shower would be concerned as far as items goes. The dimensions at 17 by 9 inches, so that's a little bit awkward, but it compacts down to different things. Here was the killer for me. It holds 11.4 liters of water. 11.4 liters of water. There is other shower systems that you can just throw into a lake or stream or whatever. Don't have the reservoir, you just pump and spray, and it does the same thing this does, but without the reservoir. That would make more sense if you're just going to try to do that as a thru hiker. I think there's other options as a thru hiker, and we'll get into that in a minute. But it's 11.4 liters, so at 2.5 pounds, so you're looking at close to 22 pounds filled up, something like that. When you would fill it up to carry it or whatever, that you got to tote this back to camp, use, dispose of the water. And then in the wintertime, it's not practical because anywhere there's water in this plastical thing, it's going to crack, freeze, bust. It's going to leak. It's going to be a mess. Same thing with your bladder. Same, you know, the hose should be fine. But the same thing with your bladder. No water gets your foot pumped. But the logistics of trying to keep it warm in the winter months in your tent and different things when it's cold, it ended up being one of those things that I thought was a really good idea, and it very much was an impulse buy towards thru hiking before I understood the exact details of what thru hiking was. So it's not going on the trail, it's not going on the trip, So there's going to be people be like, I would listen now. So we're going to get into what you can use before. We're going to get into what you can use for that. So check this out, right? Breathe. Okay, so this is what you could use getting into that. Baby wipes or non-scent wet wipes to wipe yourself down each evening, different things. You could use that, different things to go from there. If you had a couple cloths or bandanas or rags, where worst case scenario, you have a little bit of extra water from your water bottles, you can wet those, wipe yourself down, clean yourself up just a little bit, especially the water source was closer by and water wasn't a scarce situation. Starting out in the winter, spring, water ain't gonna be that big of a problem, but as you move towards the spring and the summer, into the heat dome, into the fall, water does become a problem in a lot of places. So that may not be an option, but it's still gonna be a better option than this. And then when you come to town and do different things at hostels and stuff, you're gonna have the chance to get cleaned up and all those things. So in saying that, it's just not a feasible piece of equipment to bring out on the Appalachian Trail, nor is it going to be a piece of equipment that I do bring on the Appalachian Trail. But once again, it was an impulse buy. I think we've all been there. We've all impulse bought some gear that we thought was going to be phenomenal. It was going to be something different. It was going to be blah, 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 blah. And then when it comes down, brass comes to taxes, you got to start using your head and logic and saying, okay, this probably ain't going to work the way I thought it was going to. So let's move on from it. So that's just where we're at, right? So I don't have nothing against the Nemo Helio Pressure. That is the smaller of the two. They have that one and they have a bigger one. They have a couple more models since I bought mine. It looks like now they have a 22 liter. Wow, I couldn't even imagine. But in saying that, this one here runs retail, not that anybody's going to care or want it, but $64.93. Once again, Nemo does not sponsor these videos, okay? Nemo does not, Enlightened Equipment, nobody sponsors my videos or my gear videos or my honest reviews. Now, have I used this? Yes. Does it live up to its hype? Did it feel good when I used it? Yes. It was more in the summer. It felt, it was one of them deals. I just kind of scooped up some creek water type deals out, hot, sweaty. It was nice to spray off and deal with that during humidity and different things. So it was a very awesome thing to have. Felt great. I didn't take an actual soap shower, just kind of sprayed off with it like a kid at the water hose in the summer. Would I recommend it for that type of deal for camping and a campground? Absolutely. I would highly, highly recommend it in that type of setting. It is an amazing thing to have, especially if you want like the kids to spray off before they come in or different things like that, or spray their feet off because they're muddy. You don't want to track it in your RV or in the tents or whatever. When you're just doing like a day or a couple day camp, that'd be fine. As a thru hiker, not recommended at all. 2 thumbs down, right? So, all right, so this has been the honest gear review of the Nemo Helio water system right here on Take a Hike with Jim. So in saying that, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to continue to see gear reviews, there's a couple ways that this can happen. I have no sponsors right now, but what I would like to do is eventually get sponsors, but I have none. So we have those 2 donation links, right? We have the PayPal and the Venmo that's for the Appalachian Trail 2026 Thru Hike. If you would also like to donate to this channel for me to purchase gear, for me to do reviews for, and it's a piece of gear that you would like to see or whatever, or you think needs an honorable mention. Maybe you have this piece of gear and you think that people need to know more about this piece of gear. The donation buttons are there. You can go to the donation links, donate, put, hey, this is for gear review videos, not for the AT Trail, in the comments, whatever. That's cool. Right now we're taking donations for the Appalachian Trail 2026 Thru Hike. Once again, they are appreciated. They're not required. Do not feel obligated. Please, for the love of Jesus, do not feel obligated that you have to give. I appreciate the ones who do, and I appreciate the ones who don't. It's just one of those necessary evils that we got to mention that it's in our description. More importantly than all that, I would just wish that you go ahead and subscribe and give the video 2 thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up, then give it another thumbs up, right? Share it. Do what you have to do. Help us get this content out there and this channel to continue to grow, because this channel continues to grow. Nemo and other companies that eventually one day will see us will send us some gear and be like, hey, we would like you to give us an honest opinion about this. about what you feel like. Would you use it for this? Is it good for that? Whatever. And then I feel like that's how we're going to head down the road to sponsorships. All right, so sorry this has been such a short gear video right here on Take a Hike with Jim. I only got one more favor to ask of you, if you don't mind. Actually, two. Number one, have a great Thanksgiving 2025. Gobble, gobble day. Eat some turkey ham. And for those that are against eating turkey ham and eat all that, have a great salad and some dinner rolls. I don't know. But either which way it goes, have a great Thanksgiving, right? Have a Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. There we go. See, little tongue twist right there, right? Sparky just had a great time with that one. Make sure that you hit those heart. Hey, if you know, you know. Hit those hearts, hit those likes, give us a share, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscription, and last but not least, take a hike, would you?